Hi there. I hope that you are doing well. First of all, look at that. God's creation right there. Man, I don't know if it looks as beautiful in camera, probably not, as in real life. But yeah, anyway, I'm on a tree, whatever you call these things. I can go here inside. I could sleep in here comfortably. This has like a, I can put it here. Look, it has like a full yap, so I could sleep here. But anyway, I don't really, I didn't really come with a plan to record this video. But I want to talk about trust, more specifically, trusting God. I watched a sermon on the 13th, 2 days ago. My pastor's name was Kenny Henschel. It's a Baptist church. I'm not a Baptist. I don't claim a denomination as of right now. Just throwing it out there. But anyways, that ends for this video. Hi there, once again. I did not finish the video yesterday, so here I am again. So back to what I was saying. The sermon was based on Mark 4, and if you are familiar with Mark 4 is when Jesus and the disciples are on a boat in a storm, and Jesus is sleeping, if you are familiar with that. So yeah, the sermon talked about, I highly encourage you to watch the sermon as well. It's only 1 hour long, 1 hour short. So yeah, so the topic was trusting in God. The topic was storms, and that you should trust in God in the storms. By the way, look at that small raspberry. It's a forest raspberry. Got them here. There's also a lot of blueberries. There's some strawberries, forest blueberries and strawberries. Anyway, that has absolutely nothing to do with the video. One thing that I learned from that sermon about God was that He got this. And one thing that I learned about myself from the sermon was that I do not. I mean, that is clear. That is indeed clear. I think that is something that you should, and I should always have on my mind. Truly. Storms are rough. They are rough, and they are extremely rough if you don't trust in God, and they are not helpful if you don't trust in God. Sure, a storm can be helpful where you don't trust in God to get you to trust in God, but otherwise it really isn't. Trusting God is very important, and it is sometimes hard. Sorry about that once again. Changing the spot. I went for a swim in between, but yeah, trusting in God is just so important. Obviously, and what I've been doing lately is, after watching the sermon, is that I have been praying that the Lord makes me trust in him with all my heart and lean not on my understanding. Sorry, I had to re-record this part because I didn't put enough of that. I've been praying lately that God makes me trust in him. That God makes me trust in him with all my heart and lean not on my understanding. Makes me. And I encourage you to do that as well. You know, one thing about storms is that they are just passing by. I haven't heard about a storm that never goes away. Even if one would experience a storm once entire earthly life, it's still that storm is still temporary. And I'll tell you why. Because God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, so that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. Trusting in God is indeed hard. Things ain't always easy. And it's something that you will it's something that you will not regret, that I'm gonna tell you. That's that that sermon just spoke to me. I saw it at the right time. That's for sure. Thank God for that. I just can't put stuff to words, but I encourage you to watch it. I'll link it below. You know, Proverbs 3 verse 5 and 6, when it says to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. That it continues to say, I'm paraphrasing this. It says something like, acknowledge him in everything and he'll make your path straight. Just trust in him. Easier to said than done. I encourage you to pray about it. Because trusting God is something, man, when you trust in God with all your heart and lean not on your understanding, man, it's something else. Anyway, this is pretty much it that I wanted to talk about. Also, one thing that I want to ask you is, are you interested in seeing a video where I would basically show some old Bibles from my family? One of them, for example, well, it's only the New Testament, but and they are in Finnish also, something to note. But one of them is, for example, over 100 years old, and boy, that thing is falling apart. And yeah, let me know what type of videos you would like to watch from me. One would be my testimony, probably. Anyway, God bless. Go in peace.